If you're going to have a repeat performance, then the bowlers better look out.
Gee, it was a big score, wasn't it? 176 posted in just 15 overs. So just a reminder of those playing conditions, 15 overs aside, not the 20 that we've become accustomed to. But this is known as 90 balls, 90 legitimate balls will be bowled. There is one bowler that can bowl 4 overs. So that's a little added incentive. Pick your bowler, pick your main bowler who can bowl at the top of the innings and at the back end as well. There is a maximum time for an over to bowl, which is always a good thing, because there's been a lot of complaints. The 4 overs. By the 60th ball, which is ordinarily the 10th over, he has to say which of these bowlers will get to bowl that maximum of 4 overs. There is a batting power play as well, and that can be taken by the batting side after the completion of 60 balls, where fielding restrictions will be imposed yet again. There is the one strategic timeout, which will be 1.5 minutes, where the players will have a chat, tactics will be discussed, and fortunes will be overturned. Here is a look at that surface, a little bit of a green tinge, but it really has favoured the batters throughout the day and yesterday as well. The nice thing is there's been some pace. There hasn't been a lot of turn. We might see a little bit of turn here as the tournament progresses, when the curator really struggles to that final. But right now we've got some real good batting surfaces. The 2 umpires have made their way out into the middle, and Tesaro Pereira will lead his troops very shortly, and we'll have match number 3 that'll get underway in just a few moments.
Yeah, well, this is, I believe, umpire Chaminda Haturu Singh, who is a younger brother of Chandika Haturu Singh, who's coaching Bangladesh. He's a pretty good seam bowler on his day, played a lot of first-class cricket. And the other, Asanga Jayasuriya, hails from the south, Matara, where the great son of Jayasuriya came from, and also a decent cricketer on his day. So these are the 2 umpires officiating, experienced umpires, has done a lot of first-class cricket in the country. And we got a few people. Oh, that's a nice action. That's more like an off-spinner's action.
Yeah, they probably just left their television sets and made their way to the ground after witnessing Sri Lanka win the 3rd and final T20 international over in Bangladesh, in Sylhet, where they've won that series 2-1, and now they'll begin the one-day internationals, which will take place in Chittagong before the test series will start. 2 test matches. So Sri Lanka playing in a nice bilateral series against Bangladesh away from home. Morne van Wyk has made his way to Sri Lanka, the South African opening batter. He's played in a few of these Legends tournaments and had a degree of success as well. He's a wonderful player, no huge extravagant foot movement, but very strong square of the wicket on the offside, and if you get a bit straight to him, he flips you over square leg.
Yeah, it's great to watch these guys coming back and playing, getting back to their playing clothes and playing shirts. They were wonderful cricketers on their day. Ambati Raidu, what a player he was, right-handed batter. And as you did say, Tisara Pereira, captaining the side, has won many games for Sri Lanka and for his leagues, and he's the man you were talking about. He's wearing Herschel Gibbs's t-shirt, but Morne van Wyk, is that the proper pronunciation?
So the W is pronounced V. A bit on the flip side to what you do here in Sri Lanka, where the V is the W.
That's the beauty. That's the uniqueness of different languages and the way they pronounce it.
Morne van Wyk wearing Herschel Gibbs's shirt. Now, whether that's been transported across from India, because I know Herschel Gibbs was playing also for a Delhi side over there in a Veterans League just a couple of days ago. So maybe it's the same shirt. What a player Herschel Gibbs was! Wow, he really did change the way South Africans certainly viewed how to bat at the top of the order in white ball cricket. I know Kalawutarana here and Sanachara Suraya did it here for Sri Lanka, but Herschel Gibbs was the South African that transformed top of the order batting for South Africa.
Those were the days, I think. You're talking about Jayasuriya and Kaluwitana. They took the world by storm, 95, and then they took it to the 96 World Cup. And teams just did not have an answer. Right, let's focus on this game. First ball about to be bowled. Finds the edge, the first delivery. Suyal, the bowler, left arm over the wicket. Ambati Raidu going hard. Just a bit of movement away from the right-hander. Gets a single.
From India.
Yeah, one leg. Come left arm over to you.
Well, this is not good. This is before we've just had a single delivery. We might have an injury. We're just going to get a glimpse to see who it is. He's just obscured at the moment by the team physiotherapist. We hope that everything's all right. Oh, Fidel Edwards. Now, we hope that he's okay because he's very important to this Giants team with ball in hand. Nothing that a bit of nothing that a bit of magic spray won't fix. You'll be okay, Fidel. Yeah, there was a little bit of a grimace and a smile, and you'll be okay. Right, so we've missed a bit of the action here because the umpire's got his arm extended out, which suggests there's a no ball, so this should be a free hit. He hasn't signalled free hit, he's just signalled no ball. Okay, well, we've just been informed it's not a no ball. He was extending his arm just to prevent the bowler from running in.
It's the old-fashioned way where the umpire doesn't let the bowler go past. Just making sure that he holds his horses till he lets that hand go and then allows him to bowl.
Yeah, most umpires now will just stand a little bit further to their right rather than extend their arm, because bowlers will have a heart attack if they see that arm extended. They don't want a free hit against their name so early on. Yeah, that's Morne van Wyk on bended knee with fine leg up in the ring. He's always looking to attack.
Just seemed to have come off the helmet to me, maybe edge onto the helmet. He seems to be all right. He's a strong lad, isn't he? He's a strong unit. Well built.
So once you get past a certain age, is there no concussion protocols anymore?
That was my question as well. In a normal game, would have had the whole medical staff running onto the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, Morne van Wyk, talk about being bred tough. He is from Bloemfontein in South Africa, which there is not a citizen from Bloemfontein that isn't tough. That is rugby union country. Now, I know rugby is a very popular sport here in Sri Lanka, but that area has produced many a Springbok rugby player. So he's probably frowned upon that he plays cricket coming from Bloemfontein. But then again, Alan Donald, the late Hansie Cronje.
Just a bit of movement back into the right-hander. It's been a slow start for Delhi Devils. They've just got 4 singles of the first 5 balls. They've 4 singles corrected. That was a leg bye of the first 5.
That should be a wide. Yep. Now those arms extended are not to prevent the bowler from running in. That is a wide. And 1 for the over.
Certainly got a bit of bounce going through. Just look at the carry. Just surprised the bat. He was looking for the ramp and then it just kept going. Kept bouncing. Look at where the keeper takes it. Plenty of bounce there for Suhail.
Very open stance here for Raidu. But then he just closes himself up again at point of delivery. So that's the end of the first 6 deliveries, and it's 6 without loss. Two strong sides. Tesaro Pereira leading today in the absence of Harbhajan Singh. And it was the Devils who won the toss and said that they'd have a bat first, which is going against the grain of the opening 2 games. Right, I'm looking forward to this. Samuel Badri. 4. Swatted away.
Not a great start to the over. Perfect for Raidu because it was dragged down and hammered in the gap at mid-wicket. Now the strength of Badri was that he tends to bowl that quickly and he tends to rush onto the bat. That delivery just stood up, allowed Raidu to rock back. Just look at the time he had and hit it to mid-wicket.
Oh, this will be 4 as well. This will be 4 as well. As soon as you leave the stumps, batters feel that there's enough width.
See, the first one was short, the next one a lot of width. So when you bowl that length and line with no protection, you're asking for trouble. Just look at the width here. Raidu was making width as well, short and wide. That was easy. That was 4.
Oh yes.
There we go. I'm almost pulling for him a little bit here because it was just the other day I was working with him in a commentary box in the Under-19 World Cup, so I'm pulling for Samuel Badri.
Good be.
He's worked with us, yeah, he's been here. That was the first question he asked me. Who's up there in the box when he met me? That was the first one he asked. Appears to be happy doing what he's doing now.
Slightly. That's your leg stump, correct.
In fact, today is his birthday, 43rd. High over extra cover. That I think will run away, will bounce away to the boundary. The birthday boy being taken apart. Before I forget, let me wish him a very happy birthday. But 13 runs so far of the first 5 balls of Samuel Badri.
He just hasn't got his length right. Every time he's dropped it short, he's been punished. This time it's Van Wyk. It goes up and over, and you think that this might plug, but instead it just skips away and goes for 4.
Oh yes, Baj.
A dot to finish, so you'll feel a little bit better in how he's completed the over. 12 deliveries gone, 19 without loss.
It's a good start, very good start for the Delhi Daredevils. You'd expect that kind of start. Raidu looks so good, 12 of 7, 1 wicket, 5 of 5. These are the owners of the Delhi Devils, enjoying themselves. Hopefully looking forward to a win here.
Change bowler. Come and right arm over to you.
Yeah, I think he knows that he might have just received a call to say, look, I just turned my telly on, and there you were. And that's what they're playing for. 19th of the month will be the final. Suranga Lakmal from Sri Lanka. Tight. Oh, yep, given. There was a little bit of a thought to give the benefit of the doubt to Suranga Lakmal, but at the end, Hathara Singh said that will be a wide. He served Sri Lanka well, didn't he?
Very well. And when you look at the way he's bowling here, I don't think he's lost his action at all. He hasn't played for a while, did play, I believe, for Derbyshire, now he's into coaching. They look so solid with his run-up, his action, and his delivery. Lost a bit of pace. Short delivery. That, I think, is 6. Well, what he's lost is the length and been put away for 6 by Raidu.
Yeah, Yeah, the length might be a touch short, but it's also that little bit of pace that he might have lost over the years, Lakmal. And so Raidu's able to hit something that's not that short. It's not that short. It's around about hip height, but he's onto it so quickly.
That's the advantage. I mean, if you're playing, or if you're in the game, you just can take on this bowling because you're at it and you're active and you see the ball, and that's the difference.
Oh, and out and out. He's picked out the solitary fielder on the boundary on the leg side, and Lakmal has the first wicket.
Yep, he's unlucky, Raidu. For a moment he thought he got it over the fielder, but it wasn't. Sikuge Prasanna, the catcher on the boundary. Again, shorter delivery. He was looking to whip it off his hip, but just couldn't get the distance. Quite a simple catch to the man at square leg. So Delhi Devils lose their first wicket. The captain goes for 18. It's 26 for 1.
It's an important game early on here for the Devils, but you can't help thinking that it sort of becomes a must-win game here for the Giants, because it's such a short tournament with each team only playing each other once, that if the Giants go back-to-back losses, only 2 teams go through to that final. There is no semi-final or playoff trees or anything like that. Just the top 2 teams go through to the final. So you lose another game here tonight and you're under immense pressure for the rest of the tournament. So Callum Ferguson from South Australia, now also doing a lot of work behind the microphone over in Australia, commentating on cricket, and he's here because of this.
Found the fielder very unfortunate. It was timed well, I thought. Suranga Lakmal hit for a 6 the previous delivery. Still believe that Lakmal's release is quite good. His lines and lengths are good. Good control. He's an accurate bowler. Was all Sri Lanka's spearhead. His strength was the swing, the seam he had. He got a good break at Derbyshire. 3 years and now into coaching. He's very happily settled at the moment in the UK. Yeah.
So he's at Derbyshire under Mickey Arthur?
I believe so. He doesn't play anymore, but he's involved in coaching.
Such an immense domestic career Morne van Wyk had in South Africa, always opening the batting. Started off in Bloemfontein playing for the Free State, and then moved to KwaZulu-Natal where he represented the Dolphins with distinction. Played a handful of games for the national side and in ODI cricket, but he was unlucky not to play more because he really was destructive at the top. Sweet. Good hand though. Prevented it from going for 4. It's Badri at cover.
Great timing. As you said, he really doesn't move his feet too much. It's just his hands that he goes very hard at the ball. His hand width. And there you are. He doesn't move much. He was looking to come down the pitch, but it was those hands. They were going quite hard at it. Timing was good.
It's a deep third on the boundary, who's now coming up inside the 30-yard circle as mid-on drops back onto the boundary. So now there's the 2 men on the leg side that are allowed outside that 30-yard circle. Deep square leg the other. He hasn't middled that either, but it'll clear the man at backward point, and they should get through for 2 and do. They run hard. They could have got 3, but that is asking a lot in a Legends tournament. End of the third, 31 for 1. little bit earlier, the Kings played. They were inserted, funnily enough, after the Sampa Army won the toss and decided to field first. 176. What an innings by Robin Utupa. 72 of just 30, supported by Mazakatsa. It was one-way traffic, really. Kevin O'Brien tried to have a say with an unbeaten 50, but it was just too much. And so the Kings won by 44 runs. Fidel Edwards now, hopefully feeling a little bit better.
Starts off with a full toss, I thought. Ferguson, for some reason, didn't want to put it away. He's quite pacey. Fidel Edwards gets the outswing going. Good ball at 150. Win on song.
Sometimes when I go out there to watch you conduct the toss of the coin or a pitch report, and I stand on the side of the surfaces and I watch the bowlers run in and bowl, and when you watch from the side, you cannot believe that batters even make contact, because it looks as though it's traveling at the speed of sound. It is fast, don't get me wrong, it is fast. It's just the skill levels of the players now to be able to make the correct decision and still play an attacking stroke and entertain us with their shot making. It really is quite unbelievable. That's a good stroke, nicely timed.
Just on the point you're making, we're watching it front on. So when you watch it front on, you really don't see the impact. But go to square leg, as you said, or point, and you just see the ball just whistling past. This delivery, front on, doesn't really look quick. But take a look at it from a squarish position. You'll see the difference. It is quick. It just rushes you. And as you said, yeah, the skill level is just amazing. The shots batters play today at deliveries which are 150, 160 Ks is just mind-boggling.
All those decisions made in a split second. Nicely bowled. There's that little bit of shake.
Yeah, feet didn't move much. That was pitched up, but did have the movement, did have the shape. Ferguson was just caught on his crease. Just too good. Beat the outside edge.
There's a bumper. We haven't seen many of those yet. I'm sure as the competition heats up, when we get later on into the later stages, I'm sure we'll see a few more of those. We saw a very aggressive Tino Best a little bit earlier. He was getting fired up.
Yeah, I did see a few from Isuru Udana the other day where he was bending his back and getting a few balls to bounce. I was expecting Tino Best to really let it go, but he went for a few runs today. Wasn't happy. Catch missed or not attempted of his bowling.
Only had a dip of that, and there was a little bit of bounce there for Edwards, even with that round arm in action. 4 overs gone, 35 for 1.
Balls gone, 35 for 1. Van Wyk. Power play is done, the first one. So now the fielding side can post a few more boundary riders as the young fans looking on. Mom explaining to them who's here, who's to look out for. And they're the owners of the Devils, looking pretty comfortable right there. And here's Brendan Taylor from Zimbabwe. He looks to be due in next. The South African and the Australian Ferguson at the moment. Partnership 9 of 10 deliveries. Suyal starts his second 6 balls. Pulled away. Morne van Wyk, a short arm jab for 4 off the first ball.
You just can't give that length, isn't it, to Morne van Wyk. He is pretty good on. There you go, short delivery and pulled away, and very little margin for error, isn't it?
He cuts and pulls extremely well, does Van Wyk. Pulled again this time, flat, all the way for 4 again. Back-to-back boundaries for Van Wyk.
He prefers it there, isn't it? Anything short, he's very quick. Doesn't really rock back onto the front foot. Weight is more on the front foot, playing with pull shot. There you go. Not much foot movement, but very effective.
So I played Ace under 19 with him years ago. He's a good hockey player. We played hockey against each other for many years provincially. You see, he's one of the heaviest scorers in domestic cricket in South Africa of all time. In terms of List A cricket, he was over 20 centuries. He was an amazing player. Really cuts you on length, really can bowl on off stump, but short enough he'll cut you past point for 4. And when he gets going, he's hard to stop. And got a great start to this over. 2 boundaries. That's a better length, and they're off for 1.
That's the length that they should be bowling at. Just can't afford to give anything short.
$9,000 List A runs, 24 centuries, Morne van Wyk. Absolute giant on the South African domestic game, and as HD said a bit earlier on, it's a pity he didn't get more time with the national side of South Africa. Ferguson caught through for a single. Van Wyk backing up a long way.
Amazing record, isn't it, for Wyk? But he's only played 17 ODIs and 3 T20s for the national side. That's quite surprising, isn't it? There you go. Take a look at that silver again. Rolling his fingers over on that one. Came slowly to the batter.
I think of the keepers that were around at that time as well, which Morne van Wyk is one of those keepers. You think of A.B. de Villiers, Boucher. Plenty of players are keeping him out that team. There he goes. He's picked it up. What a shot. All the way.
That's amazing. Look at that pickup. The 50 is up. Just look at this. Just look at this. What a pickup shot that is. Well, your hand-eye coordination has to be fantastic, John, to do that. Take a look at that again. Away she goes.
He's a seriously gifted player. That was a real hockey shot, that one. On one knee, off you go. Over. This is 16 off the over already. He's just saying just the one. We've seen a few of those deliveries, players calling for 2, but there's never 2 there. 5 gone, 52 for 1.
This is match 3. Delhi Devils, they're off to a flyer, 52 for 1 at the end of the 5th over.
First 4, that's where the power play is. The first over, when they've allowed the fielders back, they've gone for the biggest over. Interesting, that. Normally you see in that power play batting over later on, between 10 and 15. That is where the batting side can choose to have only 3 boundary riders allowed. And that's when they also, when you've got a good partnership going, you should probably try and call it, not leave it too late.
Go. Oh, ball and boys.
Oh, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Sikuge Prasanna strikes on the very first ball. I thought Van Wyk was playing for the turn on that occasion, but that straightened and took off stump. That's a beauty, and that's a big wicket.
First delivery. How many times have we seen bowlers take a wicket with their first ball in this competition? Full. Turning past the outside edge. Off stump, rolls back. Morne van Wyk looks back at the carnage. He's knocked him over, but he's entertained us, that's for sure. Morne van Wyk, he's gone for 25 or 14. The Devils, 52 for 2. And now, the wicket. An important wicket for the Giants. Prasanna striking, first delivery, lovely leg spinner. Put a bit of pressure on those shoulders early on, and not that easy to roll the old shoulder over when you're getting on a little bit in years.
There you go. A danger man been replaced by another danger man. Brendan Taylor. What a wonderful batter he's been for Zimbabwe. So many runs under his belt. Captain the Zimbabwe side. Had to carry the entire batting burden at one occasion for Zimbabwe, because he was really among the runs. If Zimbabwe got 300, he had got half of them.
Exactly right. A lot of responsibility. And he's batting at 4 in this innings as well for his team. A lot of responsibility. 38 years of age. Prasanna, he must be pretty pleased. Right on the money at those stumps.
Now, Sikuge Prasanna, now this is the wicket that he picked up in his very first ball. I thought Van Wyk misread the length on that occasion. They'll get a single. It's another ball, turning. We're seeing a little bit of turn, isn't it, John, from Sikuge?
What's really impressive is he's got some drift in. And that's what Morne van Wyk was playing, the drift in, and then it turned beautifully. Really is a dream of leg spinners. Dismissal, really. Think of an off spinner between bat and pad driving through cover, and that was the one they're looking to work it onside. There's another one. He's just right on target. I tell you what, he hasn't missed a beat here.
Well, he went for plenty yesterday against Yuvraj. He's won 26 in 2 overs yesterday. But he's definitely come with a mission here today.
Lovely stuff here, as you say. He got in the crosshairs of Yuvraj Singh, and I'll tell you what, a lot of bowlers have felt that feeling over the years, no doubt about it. Another wonderful delivery. So he's really been impressive in his first 6 balls. 55 for 2. Brendan Taylor, 205 ODIs, 6,600 runs, 11 hundreds. So distinguished career. 45 T20 internationals and 34 test matches, 6 test hundreds. And now he's back out in the centre, feeling right at home. Levy left off screen. He left the field yesterday. Must have been an injury, retired injured. Quick single. Normally see retired hurt, but he didn't come back, did he?
Yep. So we got another leg spinner in action, Samuel Badri. 2 different type of leg spinners, John. Badri bowls very quickly. He really pushes his arm through rather than Sikuge Prasanna.
Could be, could be.
He's a World Cup winner.
And that was in Sri Lanka, 2012 T20 final. It really broke the hearts of Sri Lankans, because one said Sri Lankans are on a roll in that game.
Sweep shot again, hits him on the pad, and they turned down the single this time. Callum Ferguson is having a look at their total here. They got off to a fairly decent start, you've got to say, with Van Wyk. Rayudu going almost both at 200 strike rate, so that's a good start. And now they need to push on. Big shot, and that's missed the stump somehow. And that's brilliant fielding. Mira, the man.
That's a big flock jumping around. But well done. Yeah, there you go. Let's take a look at that. The intent was to go over mid-wicket.
Good Maji, good Maji.
But look at that.
That's good, Maji.
Badri's arm just a little bit lower these days, and you can understand why. He's bowled many. I think of the leg spinners in international cricket, how many balls they must bowl in their career. Unbelievable. But shorter, wider. Cut away, and that's 4.
So that's a welcome boundary at the end of that over. It's 63 for 2. Take a look at that. He had to stretch for it, but he got enough on that, and more importantly, got into the gap. There you go. He was searching for it.
You look for the sweep often in that over, but this time Badri thought, I'm not going to get straight here. I'm going to float it a bit wider, test him somewhere else. So now partnership 11 off 11 so far. Devils dugout having a look. Men preparing to get into battle. Ferguson at the moment, 8 off 10. He's going to want to push on here now. Get the overs almost around that halfway stage of the innings. Really good bowling once again, drifting it in. That one just sliding on.
And he gave a little bit air on that occasion to the previous deliveries, and as you said, that drift, that is the more important thing. That's where the leg spinners are very hard to get away.
He's trying to say the word mow onto the onside. He's looked to that sweep shot quite a few times. Hasn't had too much success with it though.
Good Siko, good Siko.
Again. Oh, that was interesting. Again, looking for that sweep shot, but Sikuka Prasanna has got his line right here. John is bowling just outside the off stump. That's more in line, but then, oh, that was not the best of efforts, but it's gone down for a boundary. Devils will take it.
Got the sweep right. This time they've got it right. First real successful sweep shot we've seen. It's taken a long time in coming.
Go.
Good delivery. Got some work to do in the outfield. Brendan Taylor not so keen coming back for the second, and you can understand why. Good arm in the deep.
And not the quickest between wickets.
Good call that, I think.
Yeah,
Might not have been
it's a good call, yeah.
Prasanna floating this one, and he'll be pretty pleased with his work so far. Says 6 deliveries have been bowled, so 71 for 2 after 8, and it's time for a strategic timeout. No, it was the camera guy. Yeah.
timeout for everyone to take stock and find out where we are. The Delhi Devils are 71 for 2, 8 overs gone. Reminder, it's a 15-over innings. And anything loose, anything short has been punished. Samuel Badri getting a little bit of treatment. Moni van Beek was in imperious form. But I've got to say, Roshan, this pitch looks good, and if you don't find your margins, you'll get punished on it.
See, that's going to be the challenge as far as the groundsmen are concerned, just to make sure that the pitches are of good quality. But judging by the surfaces we see and the square, well, Sikuge Prasanna just making sure that on this surface he's managing to get what he has to do. But the batters have started to enjoy themselves, playing some delightful shots, the sweeps, the horizontal shots. 71 for 2 of just 48 balls.
Yeah, Mbati Raidu looked pretty good, looked set for a longer stay than that. Moni van Beek, belligerent as always. Now then, is that close? Umpire says yes, it's close enough for me to give it out. Samuel Badri strikes. He's difficult to get off when he's on top. He was the world #1 for a number of years.
Well, that umpire Hathuru Singh thinks it's out because that was the wrong arm that was sliding on. And Brendan Taylor has to walk back. BT, as he's called, out for 10, 71 for 3 in the 9th over.
Thank you very much.
Let's stick to the any graphics. Why are we using Christian names?
Sender.
Brendan, Peter, John, David.
Coming right arm over.
Never seen anything like it. They've been referred by surnames.
Okay.
So Ashan Priyanjan is the new batter. Has played for Sri Lanka all-rounder, bowls a bit of off-spin, but better known for his batting. They are back for 2. And the other thing about Ashan Priyanjan is that he's an active cricketer in the domestic scene. Has played first-class cricket, plays white ball cricket. He's captain Sri Lanka under 19. Comes with good pedigree. Nice use of the feet. He's a good player of spin. Can hit the long ball. He's somebody who bats with good technique. Not a peak hitter of the ball, not a very quick scorer, but somebody who can score runs quickly enough.
Baca, good baca.
That'll be a wide, you just can't stray down there.
So Callum Ferguson 14 or 15. He's taken his time. He's been a little bit slow. He's going at less than a run a ball. The other thing, Wilco, is just 8 4s and 2 6s. And it's the 9th over. So 53 balls. And they played 18 dots.
Yeah, it's too many. Got to convert. Got to use the balls. Bowled. Well bowled, Badri. As I say, Samuel Badri was the world's #1 for a number of seasons. 77 for 3, the Devils.
Ball change right arm over. Center correct.
77 for 3, 9 overs. So we're into the last 36 balls of the innings out of 90 balls. Now the last 30 balls have been 42 runs and 2 wickets. Now what can they get out of the next 36 balls? That's the question.
Oh, that is nonchalant. Just stood his ground and punched it for 6. That's hit those boundary cushions on the full. What a good shot this is.
He's a proper bat. He's a good player. He's a top order bat. Lovely finish. Look at that elbow. Beautifully hit on the rope, on the skirting full.
There's one thing that a fast bowler hates more than anything, is to be hit straight back over his head like this, to watch the batsman continue his stance, because normally it's a short one that follows. And Hassan was waiting for it. A magic piece of cricket.
See, I always believe that if you're in the game and if you're playing currently, you're at a massive advantage as a batter. Because you're playing against, if you're playing first class cricket, you're playing against quality players, and when you're up against retired players just like this, you'll expect to prosper a little bit better. Ashan Priyanjan, he's a current first class player, so he's enjoying himself. That 6, the 4, having time to play the pull shot.
Knocked him over. Wonderful piece of bowling from Fidel Edwards. He'd had enough of the punishment and said, I'm going to knock your off pole out.
14 off 5, Ashan Priyanjan. He was a man on a mission. He was looking to score runs quickly. He needed that run rate improved and increased. This one, just, I think, hitting the top of the off stump, did him for pace. Just looking for that horizontal shot. He goes for 14. Good strike rate. 87 for 4, Delhi Devils.
Yeah, I could, but I'll have to tell you tomorrow morning. Correct. Yes.
Halfway to come.
Yes, Fidel Edwards with a mean strike. Bowled. Praveen Gupta is the new bat who's in, and Fidel Edwards with his tail up here. Doesn't like being hit for 6s, Fidel.
So not Praveen Gupta. Ishan Malhotra. So it's Ishan Malhotra, not Praveen. Oh, goodness. That's gone the distance for 6. This man means business.
Callum Ferguson, that is possibly the shot of the day. In terms of belligerence here, this is smitten. Gosh, that's a baseball come cricket shot of some venom. Oh, Fidel Edwards, what's he got now? Because that has been hit so well in front of square. It's Callum Ferguson. Expect the short one here, Callum. Especially with the pose to finish. Now, change of field, fine leg up inside the circle, there's a long off. Will it be a double bluff? Will it be the Yorker? slow and nothing on this. Well, an expensive over, 17 from it, but a wicket. 18 from the over, 95 for 4.
.95 for 4. It's a beautiful sight, the Pallekele International Stadium. That's a look at the card of Delhi Devils. 95 for 4. 10 overs or 60 balls. Raidu and Van Wyk got them off to a good start. Now Ferguson gradually starting to gather that momentum and pace. Ashram Priyanjan a quick 14 of 6. Ishan Malhotra just in. So we're going to see some spin in the form of Sikuge Prasanna. Has bowled 2 overs and taken 1 for 11. He's another experienced cricketer. Sikuge Prasanna has played around the world, lots of league crickets, canny bowler. Tends to play a bit with his pace, his variations. Bowls a lot of wrong uns and top spinners.
Oh, well bowled. That's well bowled from Prasanna. As I've said this before, you've got to be brave when you know that the batter's going to go after you.
Easy. Don't TP.
It's the leg spinner that has been the spinner, I believe, in T20 cricket, which has been the most prevalent spinner of all of them. The leg spinner, and we all thought that no, T20 cricket, there'll be a dying breed, but they're the one spinner that has come through so successfully.
They've been well complemented by the left-arm wrist spinner as well. So basically the wrist spinners have been holding sway in T20 cricket, which is interesting. And they've been the top wicket takers. They've been the sought-after cricketers.
Ishan Malhotra is the batting partner for Callum Ferguson. Only just come in. Bowled again. This is really very clever bowling by Prasanna.
Go.
What's that? A little magic blow, is it? Just bowling short of a length here. So that if Ishan wanted to come down the pitch, he's going to have to come down fairly quickly to it. 11 gone, 98 for 4. Badri, 18 balls he's bowled, 1 for 26. Edwards 1 for 22 in his 2 overs. Prasanna 18 overs, 1 for 14. Suranga Lakmal, right arm medium fast. So many of these bowlers these days in the T20 cricket, and especially in this Legends cricket, they have to, I think it was you earlier, Roshan, or it might have been yesterday, where you were talking about that we don't see express bowlers so much these days. It's because these fellows have to learn a whole new range of skills, a whole new repertoire to survive.
Absolutely, that's the thing. I mean, we used to see fast bowlers and really quick ones, and today pace doesn't become a factor. It is, but it's something, it's well, that's what we're talking about. That's a wide though, but there's so much of skill. Pitchers have improved, bats have improved, so the game gets weighted a lot towards the batters.
Dinesh Ramdin stared down at the umpire and said, "A wide? Are you kidding? Let's have a look at this now." Now, is this a wide? Is it a wide? Ooh. I suppose that's a very tough call, but he went with the batter, not with the bowler. Got that will do nicely. Bishara Pereira takes the catch, and he should have taken it. You don't drop those at mid-off. So it's Sri Lanka 1-2 here.
Well, he's got bucket-like hands, I'll tell you, Bishara Pereira. He's a big lad, and he generally clasps those quite safely. So it's 100 for 5. Ishan Malhotra struggled a bit, out for 2 of 4. Delhi Devils deciding to bat into the 12th over. So it's Abdullah, the new batter. This is another look. This is Malhotra looking to chip it, drop kick it. And well taken by Pereira on the boundary. A few yards in at long off, ran in and took it with those fingers pointing upwards.
Sri Lankan bowler, Sri Lankan fielder, Sri Lankan umpire, Sri Lankan commentator.
Yeah, quite a few of them. In fact, too many.
All bases covered. Buhumastuti. Iqbal Abdullah, the new bat, the left-hander, but you feel here that the Delhi Devils, oh dear, they've lost half of their side and they've still got 4 overs to go. Keep reminding you, this is a 15-over innings. We're playing 15 overs here. That's the nature of this tournament. It's a T15. It's a 90-ball tournament. 90 ball per innings. Slower ball. So Ferguson really does hold the key here for the Devils. Suranga Lakmal. I mean, at his peak, he would have been a genuinely decent pace bowler, wouldn't he?
He was very good. Would bowl in the mid-130s, was Sri Lanka's spearhead with the red ball. Didn't play too much of white ball cricket, but he was essentially a red ball cricketer. Then went over to Derbyshire, had a good time there, but now retired from all forms of cricket into coaching. Suranga Lakmal.
Bowled, really well bowled. Again, the disguise of the release, so good. This is a whole range of skills which we're seeing from cricketers across the globe now. You have to learn how to bowl the slower ball, different deliveries, different grips. There we are. See how the fingers have come across the ball. Kumar Dharmasena would have been proud of that delivery.
Yeah, he used to bowl fastish off cutters, Kumar Dharmasena. And he opened the bowling when he was playing for his school. He was a seamer, and then he converted himself into a more cutter as he was playing international cricket. Again, following the batter. Suranga Lakmal is very good. Still, that action is good. Just a bit gentle in pace. It's 103 for 5. 12 overs completed.
So the batting power play has been taken. That is allowed to be taken after 60 balls have been bowled by the batting side, and now there will be fielding restrictions imposed upon the fielding side, whether you just allowed three fielders outside the 30-yard circle.
It's an interesting call, especially the timing with the new batter just arriving at the crease. You'd think the ideal time for you to take this type of power play over is when you've got a partnership and they're starting to thrive, and you can really make it count. They've turned to Edwards here. We saw in the previous game, Goni really had executed that over well with a plan wide outside off stump, and now they're trying to work it out at the moment where Edwards is going to try and limit the run scoring and where he's going to bowl with the field set.
It's amazing how there doesn't seem to be a problem inside the first 4 overs where there's a power play and you only allow 2 out. They just say, well, deep square leg, deep third, or fine. Plenty of discussion, and fielders moving in all sorts of directions. Tesaro Pereira at the moment is standing at a mid-off. Right, now he sends fine leg back. So they need another one up, which is deep mid-wicket. Deep mid-wicket will come up into the 30-yard circle. So the 3 out are deep third, a fine leg, and deep square leg. Those are the 3 outside.
Abdullah doing the right thing, getting off strike. Ferguson, the man who's in, he wants to really finish strongly. 2.5 overs remaining in the innings. The rate, say, below 10 to the over, but they need to finish strongly, and they can do that. They can try and get up to that probably 140 mark is probably achievable here, you'd think.
Yeah, we're still trying to work out what is a good score. 176 in the previous game was a good score, but you think anything under 10 in 15 overs is going to be very manageable, and the reason I say that is it's difficult to get bowled out in 15 overs, so batters can play with that sort of freedom. Ferguson's 26 from 24 now, a strike rate of 108. He'll want to put his foot down here for the next couple of overs. Taking an awful long time to try and get this field right. 3 men out, all on the leg side, long on, deep mid-wicket, and a deep square leg. So he can't afford to provide any sort of room outside off stumps. He can barely leave the stumps here, Fidel Edwards. He doesn't, he bowls it beautifully.
Honing in on those stumps, bat on it, so the umpire, good work from him there. Motioning to the bowler, some bat on that. It's Ferguson off strike. That's not what they want here. And look at that, just tails in. Big inside edge.
He's certainly getting it to tail a little bit. Right, now what have we got here? This will fall safely. This will fall very safe indeed. So many balls over the course of the 3 matches have just lobbed and fell between 2 in-rushing fielders.
Not fighting over it, are they? They've been in the deep. Swing. High. Just tamely landing for a long single. But with the field set to Abdullah. Bowling back of a length, and now Ferguson, they really want to try and make the most use of this over from the batting side here.
There's the width, there's the boundary.
It's more like it for the Devils that needed that boundary. Singles up until that point. So Ferguson moves on to 31 now. 2 deliveries left in this over. A toe in, but no problem reaching the boundary.
got this horribly wrong, Fidel Edwards, to that field. 3 men on the leg side, patrolling the leg side down. He just can't afford to be outside off stump. And that's how wide outside off stump it was that Ferguson just got a toe in. The margin for error so small. Now he errs down the leg side. You can't help thinking maybe one of those fielders on the leg side need to be on the offside just to give Ferguson something to think about.
Just think of the type of deliveries he could turn to here. Slower bouncer, cutters, that's really the play of the day here. Bowling full and with pace on, could travel. And this time sliding down that leg side. Ramden did a good job there.
Well, it's not a slow ball bouncer. That had lots of pace on it. But again, Ferguson looking the wrong side of the ground. Third is up inside the circle, and it is one of his shots, the old uppercut.
And you're thinking, tonk it on the leg side and get a comfortable stroke through the offside, and you're just so focused on the onside. Try to pick it up, pick that special boundary up. Can he finish well here and target the correct area of the field for the delivery that's given to him?
Just 8 from this batting power play. No, there's a man with fine legs, so this will just be 1. He nearly gets done by the spin, but recovers. So 9 from the batting power play. I think Fidel Edwards will be happy with that. 112 for 5. There's just 12 balls remaining of this innings. Luckmal returns. And let's bear in mind that a lot of these players have been out the game for some time. Ferguson's been out of the game for a few years now. And when you're out the game, it's highly unlikely that you just pop down to the nets for a little practice on a Tuesday and Thursday. When you're out the game, you're out. And so you would have got the call, do you want to come and play in this tournament? It would have been, yes, I'm happy. Right, rush down, have a hit. Well, I know which side of the bat to hold. So it's not easy for a lot of these men. But this one, he's got it.
Fielder coming around, Sean Marsh. He knew he was never going to catch it. He was already behind the rope when he tried to take this, but slow ball, heave and a hoe all the way. He is jumping over the rope as he's trying to take it. Maybe a little tap back while you're in mid-air. I was asking a lot these days for some fielders. But these days, fielders are taking the most amazing catches on those boundaries.
He's just flipped that over mid-wicket. Now that is a proper shot from Callum Ferguson. And this is the over that they've been looking for, that they've been waiting for.
Set himself up beautifully for this one. Opened up that front leg. Really timed that well. With a foolish delivery, got under it. And the distance. Luckmal's under big pressure. Back-to-back sixes now. Ferguson on to 44.
One, 2, 4. That's the score. Can we get another 26 in the next 9 deliveries? It's asking a lot, but in this day and age, anything is possible. I mean, some without rhythm can prove to have a little bit of rhythm even. Oh yes, he's turning it on now. He is turning it on now. That's 3 in a row and 50 for Callum Ferguson.
Oh, he's got Luckmal in the crosshairs here. That is shot of the evening. That is brilliant. A dot ball to start the over, but he's gone for 3 in a row now. Dead straight. He's gone cross seam. As it came off the bat, he knew. Quality shot.
All these lovely innovations that get brought into the game, like a batting power play. Batting power play is meant to penalise the fielding side. Well, that went for 8. Now, everyone's allowed out on the boundary, and we've gone 18 and 3. Pace taken off. They needed this over. The Devils needed this over. They really did. They were sort of meandering along in no man's land, but now there's a little bit of momentum on their side here.
Did lose a bit of momentum around the time Taylor Nishan as well really lost a little bit of momentum, didn't pick up boundaries. Ferguson was on the non-strikers end for most of that time when they lost wickets. 78 for 3, 87 for 4, 100 for 5. And now this partnership, 31 of 16 has been outstanding. Abdullah hasn't had a lot to do, but what he has done well is he's got off strike when he's needed to get Ferguson. He's hitting it sweetly back on strike.
Well, he's got a free swing at it here, surely. Yeah, he's found some space. The outfield is quick. There's work to be done. And Samuel Badri just knocks it around the post. They get through for a couple, so Ferguson will keep the strike, which is important for the Devils. 133 for 5. So just 6 balls remain for the Delhi Devils. And just to think that this man's strike rate 2 overs ago was 108. It's now 154.
He loves that cut shot. Spoke about it previously, and this is when he started turning it on. Some wonderful batting, and he's now hit 4 sixes and 3 fours, and now sits at 51 off 33 and a strike rate just below 155. So he's turned it on in the nick of time. 1 over to go now. Can they reach that magical figure of 150? It's within range now, and he's on strike.
Now the left arm Suyal will return to bowl these final 6. Five allowed outside the 30-yard circle. Tricky for the left arm here with 3rd inside that circle and backward point as well, so he can't afford to get pace on and go across the right hander because he'll get cut away for 4. So he really doesn't want to provide him with any sort of room. You would think it's pace off here as well with those 3 men away on the leg side boundary. I think Abdullah's got to really run hard here. Even if you sacrifice the wicket, you're 5 down. Anyone can come and run for Ferguson, but you've got to run hard, touch and go.
There's no use Ferguson sitting on the non-striker's end here. Suyal's been a little bit expensive. Just over 10 to the over. He's got a bit of pressure on him here now. They were in a pretty comfortable position earlier on, keeping it quiet. But they have got away from them in the last couple overs. Ferguson has found his range. Abdullah needs to work hard here, get off strike or hit a boundary.
Oh my goodness me. Well, there's ways to find boundaries, and then there's ways to find boundaries. What about this?
You're trying to scoop it over 3rd man. He's got an inside edge. Short fine leg wasn't moving too quick for this one, but he's trying to hit this over 3rd man. He's got a top edge. I don't know which way you face it, which way you call that now. But that is 4. And we said he needs to get off strike or get a boundary. He's playing with half a bat.
This is when the coaches look at the analyst and they say, well, our fast bowler bowled too many balls down the leg side. You can't be going down to fine leg for 4 in the last over. So stats tell a story, but they don't paint the complete picture. Anyway, nice way for Abdullah to find a boundary. It was needed for him. Oh, and no ball's been called. Again, they'll get through for 2, and Abdullah will have a free swing at 1 here because this will be a free hit.
No ball, it's a free hit. I thought maybe Ferguson might have said just stay there for 1 and just hang there. That's another look. That's substantial.
Well, there you go, John. You said that maybe they should have just kept it to 1. It would have been brave to have said, look, I want the strike, particularly in the last over. You know, it's not Christopher Henry Gale that's standing at the wicket. And I don't mean any disrespect to Callum Ferguson, but I think it would have been hard to say, look, let's just keep this down to 1. But in the end, they might have, because the free hit has cost them nothing. It was a very, very big no ball. Nicely bowled. I remember I always used to have an argument with a coach of mine called Eric Simons, who's involved in, I think he's with the Chennai Super Kings still, and I just couldn't understand how bowlers bowled no balls. To me, you just land behind the line. But he explained to me about rhythm and run-ups and all those types of things. But then I don't get how someone can bowl a no ball. I mean, that was what, 30 centimetres? And then never get it wrong again. Peculiar. That's hit firmly down the ground. Oh, the foot's worked a few times, but not this time for Tessara Pereira.
I might be right-footed. He stuck the left boot out here. It didn't work. Tried to go full. So Ferguson couldn't really get under it. So he went back past the bowler, hard and low. And they just bounced and hit him on the ankle, not the boot, in fact. And he looks back with a painful left ankle, and it's 4 as well, just to rub it in.
They sit poised. A boundary here will get them over the 150 mark. No, it'll just be a single. It's a good innings from Callum Ferguson. He'll remain unbeaten on 57. But the Delhi Devils, their innings has come to an end. 147 for 5 after their 15 overs. They haven't got the win, but I tell you what, they've got something to defend.
Really good effort. We've seen the two teams batting first in today's games, really putting up a good score, good account of themselves. Van Wyk early on got them off to a good start with Rayudu, and then after that it was the Callum Ferguson show. So interesting chase to follow, no doubt. The Giants lost their first game, and they really need to get a win in this competition as soon as possible.
Right, it's time to hear from a player. I think we have Morne van Wyk.
Hi Morne, how are you doing?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Great to be here.
Are you happy with the score so far? So far, so good?
I think so. You know, when you bat first, you want to put something on the board to defend, and I think we've given ourselves a chance here.
All right. Tell me about the team combination of the bowlers that you have. On whose responsibility does on whose shoulder does this biggest responsibility lies?
To be honest, I think it's going to be everybody. You know, in this format, everybody's got to contribute. In terms of the combination, we obviously have some of our big guns that's joining us a little bit later. So it's up to us to try and give this team a winning start tonight.
Talk to me more about the format, the 90 balls. It's quicker and pacier.
First time I've played it, and it's nice that there's going a little bit of thinking into it in terms of the power plays that you need to call. So, you know, anything that adds a little bit of an extra dimension and excitement to the game, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Apart from the game, tell me, how's your time going on in Kandy? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, you know what, when I found out I'm coming to Sri Lanka, I was extra excited. I've been here once before and spent quite a bit of time down in Colombo, which I absolutely loved. Took back the Noritake tea sets, and everybody loved it back home. And then coming to a new place, which the game often does, is always exciting. It's great to get out and about, meet the locals, and you know, the scenery, it's postcard scenery.
Yeah, are you gelling up with your teammates?
Pardon?
You're gelling up with your teammates?
Yeah, we are. I mean, it's. I think we're all used to getting together. We all love the game. We've got a common denominator, and then, once it's game time, it's just amazing to see how some guys like Callum tonight look like they've never stopped.
Yeah.
And it's also like that in the change room. The dynamics and the interaction just sometimes knocks on like it's never stopped.
Yeah, I wish you have a good time here in Kandy and all the best for the second innings.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Morning.
Good to hear from Morne van Wyk at the top of the order. 25 or 14 from him. He had a good time out in the centre, got them off to a good start. And then Ferguson, 57 off 36, and Abdullah at the end. Good partnership of 47 off 24. They really catapulted them towards that 150. About how they put it all together at the start. Really good strike rates from the two opening partnerships, 26 and 26. Van Wyk and Ferguson, the second. Ferguson batting at 3, and he took it through right to the very end, where he got a really good partnership of 47 of 24 with Abdullah. Finished strongly. And that's just what they needed to get themselves to a competitive total.
Well, the bowler Samuel Badri, after a trying first over, ended up bowling really well. He going for under 9 to the over. That's exceptional. Prasanna as well, really good. Economy rate of 4.6. Well, that's player of the match stuff there, so he'll throw his hat in that ring. But altogether, not a bad performance for the bowlers this evening. So the Dubai Giants, after their first loss after the first game, they will be desperate to get a win under the belt. They need 148 to win from their 90 balls. We'll see you in a bit.
Welcome back. It's the Legends Cricket Trophy 2024, match number 3, Dubai Giants versus Delhi Devils. Delhi Devils electing to bat first, made 147 for 5 in 15 overs on 90 balls. Well, excellent batting down the order, with Ferguson making 57 of 36 and Abdullah with him 12 of 10, and this is what the Dubai Giants need to get: 148 runs from 90 balls. That is their target. They got a powerful batting lineup. It's not out of the reach as far as they're concerned, but they will have to bat very well.
Well, I thought it was a good decision to bat first. Get a total on the board and you can know how to bowl to it. I just felt it was such a good start. When you decide to bat first, one of your top orders got to go. Unfortunately, they lost an early wicket, but not before the likes of Maury van Veek got off to a good start.
The runs were coming, and they were quite willing to take the bowling on. Horizontal shots were on, boundaries, flicks, sixers. But Sikuge Prasanna was very good. His feet going nowhere. Prasanna bowled with a lot of control, but Badri, he was disappointing, went for a few runs.
Yeah, well, he's not bowling regularly these days, and so the ball doesn't come out. For a leg spinner, you've got to be bowling all the time. This is when it does come out well, though, and he gets the LBW. Badri will produce something special. There's some wonderful shots played, though, because they trust this pitch. Now, that's the hallmark of these pitches in Pallekele. Fidel Edwards came back and had enough of being smoked over to the grassy banks. Meanwhile, Callum Ferguson was the key.
He was brilliant. Tisara Pereira held on to a good catch to dismiss Malhotra. Wickets were lost, but Ferguson just went after the bowling. He was willing to take them on. Some wonderful shots, some big hits. He was taking them on. He was really after Suranga Lakmal, going straight with a lot of power, and eventually 57 of just 36 balls.
I'm not sure how you describe that, but it's 4. But this innings from Callum Ferguson, not only was it an undefeated 57, strike rate 158. So I think the 147 on the board, Roshan, is more than competitive. So now we're looking at the Dubai Giants. We've got the likes of Solomon Mire here, the Zimbabwean, who now has left Zimbabwe, lives in Sydney, New South Wales. Solomon Mire looks like he'll take the first ball, and we're going to see. I thought we were going to have a slip in start there.
Right, ball number 1. 148 of 90 balls. That's the target.
Anurit Singh to start. And he gets it to go. Swing. I think that's done too much. No! The umpire says it's out. Solomon Mire, he walked out, faced one ball, he's walking back.
I'm just wondering whether that did a little bit too much. Let's see. Certainly got the ball to dart back. Oh, I think it was missing leg stump. I certainly felt it was missing leg stump. The only thing was that Solomon Mire didn't have a stride. He was on the crease, and that would have prompted the umpire. But still, out for naught. What a start for the Giants, then naught for 1.
Clearly Gurpreet Mann was not ready. He was in the process of putting his batting kit on, but Gurpreet Mann, who has been an IPL player in his time, and a pretty good one as well. Punjab Kings, he was certainly playing for them. So Sean Marsh would have had a good look at this.
Certainly got the ball to dart back.
That looks as if it's just done a little bit too much for me, but the umpire said no, we'll take that.
Yeah, that was umpire Jai Surya who felt that that was out. Right, this is Mann, Gurpreet Mann, who's a new batter. As you said, he wasn't even ready. Salman Mire had got out of the very first ball, and ball number 2. Oh, certainly getting that ball to come back and hitting that bat hard as well.
And what he does with this seam that he presents, it's a very upright seam, a little bit like Mohammad Shami for India, Jimmy Anderson, and also Fernando, the left-arm quick bowler for Sri Lanka, also presents. Vishwa Fernando also presents a very good seam, and when you do that, you give the ball a chance to swing, as it's doing here.
He's certainly getting into dart back. He's getting a lot, and also under the lights, the ball tends to do that a little bit. This white ball doesn't swing for too long, but Anurith Singh certainly seemed to be getting it to go in this very first over.
One of the great cricket dynasties in Australia, the Marsh family. Sean Marsh, of course, his brother Mitchell. And oh, that looked for most of its journey as if it was going to fall into the hands at mid-off. It's 4.
Yeah, I thought he had it covered, the mid-off fielder. Let's see. Had to time the jump. Yeah, for a moment it looked like he had it covered. No. And Wake Perez just couldn't get there, just couldn't leap enough. Look at the height. I think it's well over. Let's give him credit. It was well over him.
Yeah, the word you used was timing, and he had to time the jump. Moni van Beek, who's a wicketkeeper by trade as well. Oh, well fielded. Ashan Priyanjan, the fielder, he has saved the boundary there.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised because he is playing first-class cricket. He did play a list A game in January. That's good fielding. That was hit firmly into the turf. Two-handed stop. Last ball of the over. Anurith has been good. He's swung the ball at pace. He's got a wicket with his very first ball. So far he's had a wicket and 3 dots, a boundary. This time straight to the man at mid-off. It's 4 for 1. That's a pretty strong batting lineup they got. There is, I think, batting up to about Sikuge Prasanna. He can pack a punch. Tisara Pereira been listed to come in at number 4. I'm not sure he'll be batting at that place unless there's a real need for some quick runs. Saurabh at 5, Rambeen, Prasanna, and then the rest of the tail, as it were, with Badri, Lakmal, Suyal and Edwards.
Ashan Priyanjan, the Sri Lankan, the off-spinner. Noticeable to me, Roshan, how many of the captains, have only the third match, but they've gone to spin before seam with the new ball.
Short and wide, and Sean Marsh just pouncing on it. They'll get a couple. Ashan Priyanjan is a late developer as a spinner. He was a batsman when he started. And then started bowling off spinner for his club, and since then he's been doing a good job. He's got a nice action as an off spinner. Gets a bit of turn, nice drift, gets you wickets. It could be quite handy here.
Well, little theory about the way that spin bowlers prevail in this cricket. Because if you're worth your salt as a batter, you've got to use your feet to off-put the bowler. Now with spinners here, these guys who were legends we're talking about, they don't use their feet as much. So with a seam bowler, with anything with a bit of pace, you're using it from the crease. You're using the pace of the ball. With spin, you've got to create pace and you've got to move out. So this is why I think some of the spinners are doing well in this tournament and in Legends tournament elsewhere.
Also, you would agree that spinners have quickened up a little bit. In the past, they would look for a little bit more flight, slower through the air, but with T20 cricket, the white ball format, they tend to push it a little bit through. The lengths have changed. This is a slog sweep and would get a boundary. He was playing it with the turn and eventually turned out to be a very safe option.
Yeah, the sweep was on and he swept in front of square. It's a good shot this from Gukirat.
Well, they're enjoying themselves. Got a few people turning up, I'll tell you, which is good. It's encouraging. A bit of bounce, that's the one that goes straight through. You wouldn't expect much turn from Priyanjan. He tends to sort of push it through, gets a bit of top spin, gets some bounce. The sweep again. That's 4. So boundaries, 2 boundaries in. Right, we're having Unreet. Now that's well played by Sean Marsh. Now he'll get the ball to leave the left-hander. But with the right hand on strike, it will be more in-swing in. So what would be the line? What would be the stump that Gurpreet would want to bat? Do you think off stump? With the ball darting back into the right-hander?
Well, he's almost bowling to a 6th stump, because that, with the ball that swung as much as it did in his first over, he's got to be looking at almost 5th and 6th stump. Then the ball comes back. So just have a look at his line here. If the ball swings, if it doesn't swing, he has to bowl a bit straighter. But I would think with the ball only 2 overs old, he'll still swing it. There we are. Again, you see that's a 4th, 5th stump, and if it's going to swing more than that, then he has to bowl it a bit wider.
That ball stayed down a bit as well. Nice seam presentation. Yup, that stayed down a bit. I think Gurpreet was expecting a bit of bounce on that occasion. That's the angle. Just going a little bit wide of the crease, pushing it into the right-hander. Unreet has been good. He's bowled 8 deliveries, just 5 runs so far. In front of square, that's 4. Short delivery. Had time to rock, really not rock back too much, but had time to hit it through mid-wicket.
Yeah, it's wrong length to bowl. He's not the kind of bowler to bowl that. You could see again, it was a change of delivery with he ran his fingers down the left-hand side of the ball, almost to try and bowl a slow ball. It didn't come out properly, and he's paid the price.
So at the moment, it's a pretty healthy run rate. They're going at more than 10 runs and over, which is about right in terms of that score thereafter. 147 for 5 is what Delhi Devils. Oh, what a shot that is, but straight to the man at mid-on. That's not an easy shot to execute. The on-drive is a pretty shot, but it's a tough one.
This had 4 all over it, but he found Iqbal Abdullah at mid-on.
That's sensible. It's not just about hitting boundaries, but you need to rotate the strike. And two relatively young guys, Marsh and Gurpreet, they should be able to run those singles and twos. So Thisara Pereira, he's impaired, so he's definitely in next. So Tiwari is in the side, did bat quite well in that losing cause. Marsh has been brought in as the opener. Short delivery was onto him and taken at square leg. He was done by the bit of extra bounce, bit of extra pace, and Sean Marsh is dismissed. Malhotra the catcher.
It's really well bowled, this. It's halfway down. It's a really well guided bouncer, but something's... Have I missed something?
Oh, I think I've certainly missed something. I thought it was off the edge onto the helmet, but it appeared to be straight off the helmet. So there was no bat. He was definitely done by a bit of extra pace and bounce. Let's see whether there was any bat. Well, it hit it flush. Was there an edge on the way? Not sure, but again, need to slow it down. You need to slow it down. I think it missed the gloves. Definitely missed the gloves. So it's on the helmet. So Marsh should be all right in terms of not being dismissed. I'm not seeing the protocols. I haven't seen those concussion protocols.
Fantastic delivery from Anurit Singh, who really had the badge in his mind, and he hit the badge as well.
Lahiru Gamage, Sri Lankan international, was essentially a red ball bowler. Has risen through the ranks, played under 19 for Sri Lanka, played a lot of first class cricket, but he's retired. But opened the bowling for Sri Lanka in Test cricket. He's played 9 ODIs and 5 Test matches. Very economical bowler. Really hasn't got too many wickets behind his name, but would be line and length. Difficult to get away. Straight over the bowler's head. That's gone all the way for 6. Great shot from Gurpreet.
He's picked up the full delivery here very early. This is in what they call the slot. It's right there. He hasn't had to move at all here, Gurpreet. Man has just picked up that length very early and decided he'll go for it, because there's no long on, there's no long off. So it's almost like a free hit to go downtown.
Great shot that was. Just hit through the line. So much of power. Went all the way for 6. Now Gamage will have to be careful with his length, because he's not express. He's got mid-off and mid-on inside the circle, so he can't afford to go too full with his space. So he's got a square leg, he's got a point on the boundary. Those are the square shots. So might be just back of a length, but still the line will have to be important. Short delivery, this is the problem. This is exactly what I meant here. Even if you're going to drag your length back a little bit, when you don't have the pace, you're not going to frighten the batter. See how far down he is. Dragging his length, but it sat up for that pull shot. It became a pretty easy option.
Margin for error on a pitch like this as a bowler. If you haven't got express pace, you're going to travel. So if you're going to bowl it halfway down, you've got to either bowl it a little bit wide. But that was right in the arc for Gukirat, who's now 29 from 16. That's striking at 181.
Again, he's favouring the leg side. He's going to get another boundary in the gap, and that's for Lahiru Gamage. Bowls a dot and then 16 of the next 3 deliveries. Gurkarit just liking his bowling. You could see that he's aiming to go through mid-wicket, and that's exactly where he goes.
It's almost that he made up his mind that he's going to clobber this through that wide mid-wicket area. Sit down for the next shot. So 2 balls to go. This over already has gone for 16.
See, look at the way he's charging him. Just keep an eye. Keep an eye on those feet movement. He's batting outside the crease and then he's charging. He is charging. Look how far down he is. He realizes he's trying to make whatever pace, but he's also using the lack of pace of Gamage.
Psychologically, he's all over the bowler here. He's got no respect for what he's delivering. So he thinks, well, you can bowl whatever you like, I'm going to belt it. All right, I wonder if he's going to just stay back for this one. There we are. So he's putting the emphasis and the onus of responsibility on the bowler. It's 4 more. 24 from the over, 45 for 1, 4 overs gone, and that's the power play done.
So it's been a good reply, 45 for 1 at the end of the 4th over. There goes the signal coming in for the second power play. Praveen Gupta comes into the attack. But Gurkit Maan has been really impressive, and he's been very especially severe in that last over against Lahiru Gamage.
Left arm round you.
We got a good contest in hand.
This has been an exhibition from Gurkirat Maan. 42 of just 20 deliveries. There's almost been a lack of respect shown by these two, the way they've gone about their work. I know Marsh is just... Oh, that's kept a little low.
So they need a good comeback over. Delhi will definitely want to make an impact.
Just keeps a little low, this. Just a touch. 4 from the over so far. Brings Marsh back on strike now. Sean Marsh comes from a wonderful cricketing family. His father, Jeff Marsh, who famously edged the ball to Dave Richardson off the first ball of the World Cup at South Africa's return to World Cup cricket of Alan Donald, and was given not out. Oh, he's just helped himself, Sean Marsh, with the spin over mid-wicket and away for 4.
Well, he waited for that. That's the end of the over. 53 for 1. It's been a good reply. There you go, Sean Marsh. He waited for that down the track and picked his spot very well. It's been a very good reply from the Delhi Giants. There you go. Look at that. 43 of 21. That's been the highlight. And Marsh 10. This has been really good after losing Salman Mir very early.
Richard Levy walking the gloves on as the substitute, I would imagine, substitute fielder. He played the opening game yesterday, Richard Levy, and walked off, so probably just nursing a slight injury. He, along with Harbhajan Singh, not playing tonight for the Giants. Nagendra, right arm medium, needs to stem the flow of runs here because they're going at 10 and over and they're doing it very comfortably. Gurkurat's been magnificent. Marsh is finding his stride now. And I think as far as pressure goes, they're probably under a little bit more pressure than the Devils after their loss yesterday. With this being such a short tournament, playing each team only once, you don't want to have 2 losses early on.
Well, this is good. They're knocking the single around. They had 2 good overs. So they're making sure they are well within the run chase. 55 for 1. This is the 6th over in progress. Gurkurat is 44. Let's see what he has in mind. Nagendra.
He's a lovely timer of the ball, isn't he? I mean, I know he's played some brutal strokes already. I mean, he's hit 2 towering 6s and 7 4s, but Gurkurat, man, really does time the ball beautifully.
It's a sweet sound, isn't it, when you get into the middle of the bat? That's something that you love to do as a batter.
Just not fine enough. He was looking to try and beat that man at short fine leg Marsh, but didn't quite achieve it.
Yeah. Seems like there's a little bit of moisture and dew out there, HD. You see that Nambi Raidu was wiping the ball. It's not very common here in Pallekele.
Oh, he's got him. He's knocked him over, would you believe it? Waxing lyrical about the timing and the innings that Gulkirat has played. But it's all over now.
Take a look at that. That one nipped back, kept a little low, I would say. Gulkirat was deceived by that late movement. So Gulkirat departs ball Nagendra for 45. It's 57 for 2.
Newman, 36 of 16 in the previous match, but it was really a lone battle that he was trying to fight in that opening encounter. He's going to have to play a similar sort of innings, you would think. I don't think they bat a long way down. This just kept a little low.
Yeah, that's the
Right. Kept a little low. Surprise, a little bit of movement that came back into him. That's what surprised Gulkirat Man. Well, Nagendra has picked up a wicket. Now Tiwari, a lot will depend on him where the Giants are concerned.
It'll be a wide. It's a healthy run rate they've got here, but just worry a little bit for the Giants' batting lineup, the length of it. Know that Marsh is one heck of a player and Tiwari is very powerful, but you would think that they've got to get them quite close, I think.
Look at their batting issue. They got Tisara Pereira, Sikuke Prasanna. They can be useful, but they need a partnership here.
Yeah, Pereira's a wonderful finisher, isn't he? Yesterday just knocked a full toss straight down deep mid-wicket's throat. First ball, got naught. But he is a wonderful finisher. Prasanna as well, you mentioned that. Just beyond there, Samuel Badri walks in. I don't know. They got enough. They certainly got enough at the crease. And they've got themselves a good start.
Will it change Raina over?
So a lot will depend on how these two build this innings. They need a partnership. So Ishan Malhotra comes into the attack. The Giants also have Dinesh Ramdeen in their ranks. He can come useful.
It's nicely played. Marsh will want two. Tiwari's going to have to get going. A little bit of shape there from Malhotra.
See a little bit of swing from the Delhi bowlers, isn't it? Stevie saw the previous one, Nagendra bringing one back, and now Malhotra, a little bit of shape on that.
Just a little bit of swing back into the left-hander, but it's only a hint. He played in a similar fashion yesterday to Ori. He just knocked it around, one, then the occasional two, another single here, single there, and then the explosion came, and he is a very, very strong hitter of the cricket ball.
There you go. That's the Delhi owners.
That's very well placed. Nicely placed by Marsh. Knew exactly what he was doing there.
Well, it depended a lot on his placement on that occasion. There you go. He reached for it. That bottom man virtually coming off, but that placement was the one that got him that boundary. There you go. He knew exactly where the fielders were.
Done well, Taylor. Such an elegant player, Sean Marsh. Remember 100 he scored against South Africa at Supersport Park in South Africa a number of years ago on a surface that was extremely difficult. It was up and down. Morkel and Steyn were running and bowling very quickly. Just also, A.B. de Villiers got a brilliant 80 there where Mitchell Johnson bowled a speed of sound, but Marsh's 100 was brilliant. He promised so much in his Test career and in his international career, and then every time you thought, right, here's the consistency that everyone has been waiting for, he would then lose it again. Very fine player though. 7 gone, 69 for 2.
There you go. These are the bowlers used so far. Gamage has been expensive. He's gone for 24 from his solitary over. Apart from that, it's been decent from the others. Yeah, a section of the fans that have come in to watch this game.
Nagendra's going to keep going here. His first over wasn't a bad one, just went for 6, got the wicket, big wicket. Kukirat Man, who, well, hardly put a foot wrong in his innings until he missed the straight one. That is fine from Marsh and away for 4.
You just can't bowl on that line now with Sean Marsh. He's very strong off his pads. And on any day, he'll work you around. Just look at that. Checking it off the stumps. Very well done.
Neat, wasn't it? He really is easy on the eye, Marsh. They're flying along here. They're going at 10s to the over, and there's hardly been an aggressive stroke played. It's just been authentic cricket shots.
It's been pure timing and placement, isn't it? He's been fantastic. 21 from 15.
Again, he gets that fine, but this one will be cut off.
Giants wouldn't mind this, isn't it, actually, the working around if they're getting the 10 runs and over, 9 to 10 runs. Looking at the target, they would feel that they're in the game here. But these two need to go on a little.
Well, it started at 10 and over, what they required. They've never let it get out of hand. It still sits just under. whenever they need a boundary, they have the ability and the power to find it.
There you go, once again, as you said, when they needed the boundary, they know exactly from where to get that. Look at that placement again. Just wide of that field at mid-wicket. And powerful enough to get a boundary. You just can't afford to give that room to Tiwari.
A little shuffle there at point of delivery from Tiwari. Just, he'll Fred Astaire. The advantage of having these power hitters in your side is every time you feel a little bit of pressure, they can just knock it out the ground, as Tiwari illustrated the ball before. That's good work in the deep, so they'll just get a single. But again, a decent over for the Devils. It's 80 for 2 after 8, and it's a roundabout now when the players look towards the dugouts and say it's time for a little chat and a strategic timeout at 80 for 2.
Now the lights are on. Who are they going to shine on at the end of this contest? It's tight. The batting has been highlighted by that innings from Gurkirat Man, bowled by Nagendra. Fairly straight delivery, just deviated a little, but 45 wonderful runs, sparkling runs. 45 from 24, 80 for 2, and 8 overs have been used. 7 overs to go, and 68 runs required. John Kent alongside me, and Sean Marsh out there looking pretty good. Actually, he took a fearful blow on the helmet, and doesn't look shaken up by it. He's a tough Aussie. Ashan Naranjan. Ashal Priyanjal is the bowler. Off spin round the wicket. Swept on length this time from Marsh, and it goes for 4.
They needed that to lower the run rate required. It's 9.6 to the over needed. They're on target. We're in for a real cracker here this evening. The side, Dubai Giants need to get a win in this tournament. Heavy defeat last night in the opening game. And Marsh has stepped up.
Yeah, a little bit of dew as well, the problem now for the bowlers. Should be 2. They should go. That's a fair old throw from out there. Yeah, 2 comfortable runs. So 62 required from 39. And that's a run rate. It's just a fraction below 10. And in this form of cricket, at T15, T90. And you're wondering why I'm saying that. It's because the innings is restricted to 15 overs, 90 balls per innings. It's not a T20 tournament. 15, so everything is a little bit more condensed, more intensive. And earlier today we saw a fantastic innings from Robin Uthappa, who set the stadium alight today. Superb innings. Hello, what's going on there?
Tiwari not quite ready, just pulling away at the last second, no problems. Tiwari in the runs in the previous match, not out at the end, but they fell well short.
Oh, he's given a wide. Yep. It's the end of 9 overs, 89 for 2.
Tiwari 36 of 16, not out last night, so it's just a little bit too late in the piece for them to get close enough. New York strikers who got the win in that opening game. The fans enjoying this game, and this one's going to go to the wire, I think. Tomorrow, live, the Legends Cricket Trophy 2024, Punjab Royal versus Rajasthan Kings in the first game at 4 p.m. Match 5 kicks off at 7 p.m. Colombo Lions, for the first time in the tournament, will be there. Chris Gale, he'll be there, the front man, launching it to all parts against the Dubai Giants. So Dubai Giants, 3 games in the trot. They're going to need a bit of a day off quite soon.
Either that or a visit to the hospital, whichever comes first. Have a bit of a massage for those aching joints.
It's tough going.
Iqbal Abdullah, left arm orthodox. We're seeing a lot of spin in this tournament. Hello, not ready again. Somebody's just walking behind the bowler's arm, just having a nice little stroll. Tiwari goes after it. Has he got enough? He has now. I think that's short for 6. It's a long boundary out there.
This is the over. Tiwari's going to open up, left arm orthodox right into his arc, and he's having a full go. Look to just hit the ground en route to Toblerone on the boundary. Oh, I think I might have hit it on the full, in fact.
Ooh, that could be the umpire's arms going up in the air here for 6. If that's hit that boundary cushion on the full, it's 6. Umpire has got to decide, third umpire. Given it as 4. I reckon he felt that it hit a bit of the turf as well as the cushion. So 4, not 6. Tiwari, will he go after the bowling in this over from Abdullah? 3 back on the leg side fence in front of square. So he's got no one saving a single on the leg side. He's got that boundary protected, leg side. He only wants one.
I haven't heard too many batting combinations shouting, push for the second, or let's look at two here. Normally it's a two really in the power play, really, when it goes through the ring, but in this section of the game, running and the speed needed between the wickets is going to be tough.
Lofted, brutal, 6. Sean Marsh shows how it's done.
This is turning into just the over they needed. 48 of 33 now. They're closing that gap in runs and balls remaining.
This is effortless from the Australian. It really is. A languid flow of the bat. He just holds his ground. He's such a strong fellow. Ooh, I think he might have gone after that as well. Got a fancy. It's a long boundary that side. But Sean Marsh hit that so crisply.
101 for 2 now, going at a very, very good rate. This partnership 44 of 25, turning into a really good one here. It's another single. So 13 off it already, 1 delivery to go. Will Marsh try and make this a huge over and try to take this on, or is he happy with what he's achieved so far?
Marsh on strike. The ball is getting just a little bit damp with the dew. Well bowled. Full. 10 gone, 102 for 2.
Abdullah, expensive over for his first in this competition. The players adapting.
Right, let's go downstairs. Shafali Bakha has Gurpreet Mann with her.
Gurpreet Mann is right next to me. 45 good runs, almost a half century for your team, the Dubai Giants. Tell me about your innings.
I think firstly when I got the opportunity to bat up the order, after that I saw that the wicket was quite flat and the ball was coming onto the bat, and especially in the latter half of their innings also, because of the dew, I think the ball was coming on nicely to the bat. So I just wanted to capitalize on it.
All right, and how do you read the match situation right now? If you win this match, you'll be entering with 1 win in the tournament.
You know, I think the first win is always very important in a tournament like this, and right now in a pretty comfortable situation, and I hope our boys get it through without losing another wicket.
Well, I hope you all the best. Tell me about, apart from the game, tell me about Sri Lanka, tell me about your time in Kandy.
I think we've not, you know, visited much places, but when we come, it's a beautiful place, and it's very green, and loving the nature out here. And hopefully when you win some games, then you enjoy more.
Then you get to party with the boys tonight.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Back to you, Coms.
Yeah, Gurpreet Mann, who played so well for his 45 from 24, has lit up this innings, and it's given Sean Marsh a platform to press on. Slower ball, picked up the pace, 2 men out there, and it's dropped. Not sure who the fielder is. It's Ishan Priyanjan who's the fielder. It's a good effort. He had to sprint for this. You see how he's coming in, then he has to slow. Also, he has a colleague in his eyesight as well.
We look at the Devils. They've bowled a lot of slow balls as this innings has gone on, and the wicket has stayed down a lot. you were out there early on today giving us a pitch report and what it was looking like for the day ahead, but it really, for games moving forward now, the second game, it really has stayed a lot lower for the seamers bowling cutters.
Yeah, it has. I know that they're bowling with a lot of pace off the ball, but to see the ball going along the deck like this, this pitch has played well, but it seems that the lack of pace, almost, Morne van Wyk almost overran it.
It can make you look really silly at times, and no one who's got a smile on his face. He was going one direction and had to dive the other. So that's 50 partnership of 32 balls. It's been an absolute standout for them, and they really needed it after last night. They haven't done the job just yet. 41 of 25 still needed.
Again, that's really powerfully hit by Marsh. You're not going to be able to bowl short to him. It's 1-1-1 for 2.
He waited on the back foot and just swung with it. Going to put the pace back on the ball, did Marsh, and he did it brilliantly.
Hit by Marsh.
Closing in on his half century. Dave Houghton, the coach.
.37 required from 24, and that last over just signalled the intentions of Sean Marsh in particular. Saurav Tiwari, plenty of batting to come. Tisra Pereira's got the pads on, and very much with the side that's batting, the Giants, the Dubai Giants. The umpire's got to be a man of many skills these days. They carry scissors with them, they carry tape with them. It looks like there's a bit of a stud spanner as well. Just give that a good tightening if you would. There you go. That's all you need. Just tighten them up, and Saurav Tiwari now has got the undercarriage all inspected, the MOT, it's passed. Right, now deliver. Okay, so now it's Anirudh Singh. 1 for 10 from him. Bowled. Tried for the Yorker straight up.
That is great execution. First up, bowled well in his first 12 balls. And that is just the perfect start for him, really, when the batsman's looking to climb into him here, pick up length and hit it airborne. You cannot get underneath that.
No, he's got a difficult task here, because anything short, Sean Marsh has been brutal. He's put it away. So he's got to be looking full, but not overly full. Now then, should be gone. Should be gone. Take the catch. A little bit of a fumble, but that's okay. Gamage takes the catch. Lahiru Gamage, his heart would have been in his mouth for a moment. He clutched it, but this is well bowled. It was full, and it was the off cutter.
Brilliant. And that is a massive wicket. Marsh was looking so dangerous. Gamage took a little juggle, and held on for dear life, and he got it. Massive blow to the Giants. Sean Marsh's great innings has come to an end. 44 of 30. Giants won 12 for 3.
Tisara Pereira, the captain. No Harbhajan Singh tonight. So Tisara Pereira, who's finished many a match off for franchises he's played for and also for the Sri Lankan national team. Powerful leg side. Thought this was pretty well bowled from Anurit Singh. He bowled the off-cutter full. He invited the shot, and he would have been pretty annoyed had that been spilled. So that's a very decent moral victory for the bowler.
So I think that's really good work from him. Took the pace off and said, hit me straight, because he's been so good with the horizontal bat strokes, and good thinking from the quick bowler.
Looks for the Yorker again. He wants to, I would get this to the non-striker's end.
Tisara played RPLs, and he's always been a unique field skill set, I should say. Quick bowler, hits it a long way as well. But this man in picture, he's doing a brilliant job. 2 for 13. 3 balls left in the set.
Oh, very, very dicey. He gets away with it. He looked for the uppercut, looked to carve it away.
Run rate's coming down, 9 and over now needed. This is an important boundary. Did extremely well to get the ball down there, really. It didn't bounce that much, and inches away from that short third man fielder. Have a look what line that was on. It was almost hitting leg stump, and he's carved it to third man. That's some stroke. He's just walked in, his second delivery.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure here now on Anurit Singh to complete this over. 2 balls to go to finish the 12th. 3 overs to go after this. Don't give him too much room outside that off stump. He'll be oh dear, oh dear. He has thrown it over the boundary rope for 4.
Oh no, it's all going wrong here for the Devils. Tisara Pereira settling in. He's settling in. This, he'll be really disappointed. In the hands, and then he threw it into his shoe and over the boundary rope. So that was, I've seen something on YouTube a little bit like that. That has gone all wrong. So this has become a really good over for the Giants. 11 off it. Swing and a miss, and that ends the 12th over. 122 for 3.
They're down to the last 18 balls, and all what Dubai Giants need is 26 more runs, and now they've taken the batting power play. So this means that you could have just 3 fielders outside that 30-yard circle. So ideal time as far as the Giants to take the batting power play, because let's not forget that Delhi Devils are under a lot of pressure here.
It'll be a good win. Now these are the Devils.
Ishan Malhotra, he's got a role to play here. He's given away 19 of 12. Tiwari was very good even in that losing cause. He's a quick scorer. And he's got Tisara Pereira at the non-striker's end, another power hitter. pace of the ball. He finds the man at cover. That's dangerous, I'll tell you, because you look at the field, he can have 3 fielders, so he's got a long off out, mid-wicket and square leg. So don't bowl short and outside the off stump.
Just can't afford to give width to Tiwari. He's very strong with the horizontal bat shots.
He's got a ring of fielders on the offside, so it won't be easy to penetrate it, but you've got to be careful. The lines and lengths. Again, this time only a single. But what Malhotra is trying to do is going to take a lot of pace off the ball. So that's a ploy at the moment, because Tiwari loves pace. He's a good timer. Now 25 of 16.
In context of the game, Giants look in control of the game. They can get a big over here. They can seal things off. They need a win badly. They went down yesterday. So they definitely want to finish things off well. We all know what this Pereira can do.
Squalek comes into the circle. Long off and long on are out, because those are the areas that Pereira loves to go. Looks to go big. He gets an edge down to third man. That's not where he wanted it to go, but doesn't matter. He'll take it nevertheless. It's a boundary.
Well, they say if you swing, you need to swing hard, and that's exactly what Pereira did. Had a big slash at that, got the outside edge. The third man was in the ring, and it's a boundary to the Giants.
You could never set a field for a shot like that. That was not where he was looking to play it. He was looking to bash it over the bowler's head, but pace off. Short third in the circle. Right, it's 21 of 15. Again, he's looking to hit it with a lot of power. He's limping because he managed to hit his toe, I think, or the ankle. But he still gets through for a single. He was going for an almighty swing.
Once again, pace off the delivery. There go to Pereira. He was trying to go over mid-wicket. Just managed to scamper home for a single. Tiwari just managing to make it in time.
See, they need to bowl dots here. The boundaries will come, singles will come. Now it's down to 20 of 14. Well, the batting side would be the favourites at this stage. You'll be backing the batting side to get 8.5 runs and over from here. 2 power hitters. Tiwari 22 of 15, Pereira 15 of 6. Both are striking. Pereira at 250, Tiwari just under 150. Is that out, or was... Oh, it's given. It's given. Pace of the ball, it looked out to me unless there was an edge, but Tiwari was done by the lack of pace. He was looking for the sweep, and Pereira captaining the side here in place of Harbhajan Singh, and the Giants are putting up a very good show here. 20 of 13. They got 6 wickets standing. Dinesh Ramdeen just in. He has 1 ball in the over, and then they're down to the last 2. Off the mark, they're running the first run hard. Will they come back for 2? They're coming back for 2. This is good running, really good running. So they're down to the last 2 overs. It's 130 for 4. Down to the last 2 overs, 18 more runs, wickets in hand for the Dubai Giants, and one of them is Thisara Pereira on 15, Ramdeen at the non-strikers end on 2. Oh, what a shot that is! Great shot by Pereira, 1 bounce for 4. Good start to the over. Anurit pitching it up, and Thisara Pereira virtually digging it out and getting a boundary.
Well, that's a good start to the over. Was looking for that Yorker, just missing it by a fraction, and very well executed by Thisara Pereira. Just what the Giants wanted. A good start to the over.
He virtually dug it out. It was a good Yorker from Anurit. He had the right idea. He was going for that full length delivery on the leg stump. Now lots of changes to the field. Point goes out to the boundary. Square leg comes in. Extra cover, long off. Wide, long on, deep mid wicket. But he's got third and fine leg inside the 30-yard circle. He's got to be careful. No more changes. He's bringing that man in front of the wicket on the offside. Extra cover gets a little bit square, goes down to deep point. Now from round the wicket. Goes full, well bowled, very well bowled. That's a tight line. This is clever bowling by Anurit.
Well, he needs dot balls to build that pressure. And on the other hand, Thisara Pereira will be looking to get another boundary. If he gets another boundary, then he would seal things here.
A short fine leg moves across to short third. That's because he's going to go wide and full. That's the plan. Where is Pereira batting? I think he's batting on middle and off. Goes wide, gets his bat at it, and it's falls short and for 4. How unfortunate is that? For a moment I thought that was going to be taken. The fielder at deep cover ran in, but found the ball dropping on him, and eventually rubbing salt into the wound. It's a boundary.
Well, once again the line is good. He was going wide outside the off stump. Oh, for a moment the fielder might have felt that he was in the game, but he fell well short and he couldn't save the boundary.
I think he slipped. He slipped as he got close. Goes again. This is good bowling, really good bowling. Oh, this is poor cricket. This is really poor cricket. What was short extra cover doing? He just let the ball be picked up by the man at long off. Well, this is the time that the Devils, they need to try and stop every possible run. I think the towels are out, means that the dew is starting to make its appearance as well. So that's not good news for the bowling side. It's down to 8 of 8, Kosala.
So they've got 10 of 4 deliveries. And Thisara Pereira is still on strike.
Again, sliced high. Will this be taken? It is! Very good catch in the deep. Thisara Pereira goes, but has it come a little bit too late? That's the question. They're down to 8 of 7. Well, the Devils have got a big wicket.
Well, once again, the line is good. And this time, Wanwick made sure that he covered the ground and held on to that catch because he knew how important that catch was. So Thisara Pereira departs for 25. It's 140. Go far.
Right, Sikuke Prasanna, another veteran who has plenty of experience, a powerful striker, has played around the world, comes in with 8 needed of 7.
So this is why Sikuke Prasanna is here. Tisarapara was trying to go over extra cover. Van Wijk made a good catch. He covered a lot of ground and had to dive forward and made sure that he had his hands cupped in. Very good catch.
Right hand on strike, short third, short fine. Fielders out on the boundary on both sides of the wicket. Pace of the ball, they'll want 2 here. They'll surely be looking for 2. And they're going for 2. And good running. Really good running. Not enough support from the fielders to the bowler. So we are down to the last over. 6 of 6.
Marsh or Gurkari?
142 for 5. We're down to the last over of the innings, and all they need is 6 runs. They got 6 balls left. We're going to see some left arm spin. Praveen Gupta. He bowled 6 balls for 8 runs, but this is going to be a tough ask, Kosala.
Lot of chatting going on. Lot of chatting going on. Where do you place your fielders? What do you do? And you can see the umpire saying, "Get it on, guys! Hurry up! We need to do this." But what does it? How do you plan? It's not easy, isn't it, Roshan, to curtail 6 runs? Whether you bring your fielders in or whether you want to keep your fielders out, it's a challenge that the fielding captain has to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And 6 balls, you've got plenty of open spaces as a batter. So you've got to be not just tight with your lines and lengths, you've got to be accurate. Ramdeen on strike, he's made 2 of 1. Prasanna has made 2 of 1. Praveen Gupta starts off with a rather slow, short delivery. Loves him a single. Tends to push the ball through now. He's definitely struggling with the dew here. The towels are out. And now Prasanna on strike.
One thing is for sure, I feel that Prasanna will try to go for the big one. He will look to go for the big one because he's got a big gap there on the onside. If you really look between the mid wicket and the long on, he might be targeting that line.
Let's see. That's exactly what he does. And he finds the fielder. Would you believe it? He has found Ashan Priyanjan on the boundary at square leg. Well, Dubai Giants have lost another one. Sikuke Prasanna was looking for the glory shot. He very nearly got it. Now it's down to 5 of 4.
Well, he exactly was looking for that area, but he got it too square, and he found the only fielder at deep mid wicket. Ashan Priyanjan doesn't make any mistake on that. Sikuke Prasanna goes, caught Priyanjan, bowled Praveen for 2. It's 143 for 6.
Thanks, Max. Yeah, good.
Suranga Lakmal is a new batter now. The Devils believe they got a chance here. Lakmal straight away swings it away on the onside, and only a single. So at the moment it's singles, but Sikuke Prasanna, he was looking for the glory shot.
He got it in, but just found that fielder. Now what does Ramdeen do here? Does he look for the single or does he look for the glory shot?
Let's see what he does. Oh, looks at the paddle. He's got it fine. It is going to run away to the boundary. And, well, Lahiru Gamage has done well. He saved a run. Just two, but this is good cricket by Lahiru Gamage. Brings them down to 2 from 2.
Well, Ramdeen got it very fine. And Lahiru Gamage did very well. Look, getting that die just in time to save the boundary. And definitely saved a couple for his team. We still got a game on hand here.
Well, the good thing for the Giants is Ramdeen is on strike. You need 2 runs of 2 balls. Well, the Devils are fighting hard, but it is a tough one. It's really tough for them to pull this one. No run is the call. They've run 1 hard. Will they come for 2? They're coming for 2. How good is the throw? It is wide, and that's the end of the game. What great piece of batting by Dubai Giants. They win by 4 wickets with 1 ball left. I can tell you that the Devils will be blaming themselves for some shoddy fielding.
What a game we had, Roshan. We've had a wonderful game. So far out of the 3, the best we've had. And going down to the wire.
Well, what a game it was. It just went down to the wire. And the Dubai Giants will be pleased that they're off the mark. They lost their opening game. They needed a win here. And they won it with the barest of margins. Take a look at this. This is Ramdeen running that first run hard and calling through for the second. Lakmal turning and sprinting. The throw had to be good. It wasn't. So eventually, it's a satisfying win for the Giants.
So this will, you go, the handshakes coming in, but this is just giving a good indication. So the Dubai Giants was Delhi. The Dubai Giants win by 4 wickets. So this is a good eye opener now for the entire tournament, isn't it? It'll just show how competitive this tournament will move on as it progresses. We got double headers every day.
Right, so 148 for 6. With 1 ball to spare for Dubai Giants, winning by the thinnest of margins. It was a good team effort. They batted well down the order. And, well, they lost Solomon Mire pretty early, but then there was good batting, good partnerships, and eventually taking them over the line. Marsh 44, Gurkareet 45, Tiwari 22, Thisara Pereira quick fire 25 of 11. It was down to Ramdeen and Lakmal to finish things off with just 2 extras and 1 ball to spare. Dubai Giants 148 for 6, winning by 4 wickets.
So these are the partnerships. There you go. 57 between Marsh and Gurkareet being the highlight. And then Saurabh and Marsh making another 55-run partnership.
Right, let's take a look at the bowling now. There was a good effort all round, but then nothing really worked. Anurit was good at the top, 3 for 33, good economy. But look at Lahiru Gamage, he went for 24. That was a big over. Praveen tried hard. Praveen Gupta towards the end bowled that last over. Alishan, Nagendra and Abdullah, they all bowled and all tried, but nothing really worked. So let's show you how the game ended. It was a really good game, almost a cliffhanger. 147 for 5. Ferguson, a quick fire 57. Support from Van Wyk and Raidu and Ashan. And in reply, Dubai Giants 148 for 6, winning by the barest of margins. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have the post-match presentation. We have just seen a fantastic game. Dubai Giants winning by 4 wickets with 1 ball to spare. And they started off looking for that 148 and didn't start well. Anurit had that wicket of the very first ball, and that was a good start for the Devils. But then it was a great show of batsmanship.
Yeah, Gurpreet came into the party, and he was really taking on the bowler. He was not afraid to play the sweep shot, and he was finding the gaps very well. He was pulling very well, batting very well, and there you go. He was not afraid to go downtown as well, and very severe on anything that was short. He liked to play the horizontal bat shots a lot. He was not afraid to come down the track as well, and he really kept things going. And then Sean Marsh, what an elegant knock he played. Beautiful timing, but that one kept a fraction low, and that's where Gurpreet departed after his fine knock. But then Sean Marsh just kept things going for the Giants by getting runs all around the park, and really was well supported by Saurabh Tiwari, who came in. And then again Sean Marsh showing all his class, and Tiwari was not afraid to take on the spinners. That is a wonderful hit down the ground by Marsh. He just continued, but that is the only chance. They would really be disappointed, the Devils. Look at that batting. Sean Marsh, he really looked good, but then held out in the deep. Again, it is Manpreet. But then Thisara Pereira came in with a quick fire and kept the Giants in the game. Made sure that they were within a striking range of innings. And then Tiwari had to depart with a few to get. And then came the pressure. Thisara made sure that he was still in the game. And then the moment he held out in the deep, a little bit of panic crept in to the Giants batting. And finally Ramdeen made sure that they got them home.
Yeah, close win indeed. Sikuge Prasanna was the batter who was dismissed, and then Ramdeen just made sure that he ran that second run quickly, and eventually just made sure that the Dubai Giants got through by 4 wickets. So let's show you how the game ended. It was a very close affair. 147 for 5 is what Delhi Daredevils, or Delhi Devils got, a bigger partner, and Dubai Giants in return made 148 for 6, winning by 4 wickets. Right, we're all set and ready for the post-match presentation. Let's go across and join Alan Wilkins.
Yes, welcome to the post-match presentation, the Magic Win Sports Legends Cricket Trophy Season 2. Great win for the Dubai Giants. They cut it fine, but a win with 1 ball to spare. Now, we'd like to thank our partners, ARC Developers, Star Sports and Bally's. Before we move on to our awards, the first one is the Magic Win Sports Player of the Match Award, a check for $500 be presented by Shivin Sharma, who is Director of Legends Cricket Trophy, and the receiver and the recipient is Gurpreet Mann of Dubai Giants for a fine innings played there tonight. So Shivin Sharma, Director of LCT, will present this check for Gurpreet Mann, who is the Magic Win Sports Player of the Year. The next award is the Dubai Giants Electric Wicket Award. The owner of the Dubai Giants, Puneet Katuria, will present this to Anurit Singh from the Delhi Devils. So Puneet, if you'd like to give that check please to Anurit Singh, who bowled pretty well. Got the ball to swing a bit there today. And finally, our Delhi Devils maximum sixes and some fantastic hitting here. Another check for $500. The CEO ordinator of the Delhi Devils, Tony Oja, will present the final check to Callum Ferguson. Callum of the Devils, and how well did he play tonight? Some fantastic ball striking for the sixes, the Delhi Devils maximum sixes, and the final award there tonight. So that concludes our post-match presentation. Short and sweet.
Well, so there ends a very interesting game with the Dubai Giants winning by 4 wickets with just 1 ball to spare. Right, these are the games coming up tomorrow. Match number 4, we're having Punjab Royal and it's the Kings meeting them, and then it's Colombo versus Dubai Giants. So join us tomorrow. It's going to be another exciting day.